Welcome to this explainer. Today we're making a pretty bold statement. We are officially declaring the death of local API keys and connection strings for Azure Logic Apps. Seriously, if you're a developer or building integrations, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you're going to want to pay close attention to this one.
All right, let's dive right in. Look, if you build Logic Apps, managing connection strings and local secrets, it's always been a massive headache, right? You've got files full of sensitive keys, you're constantly sweating about accidentally committing them to source control. It's just a ton of overhead. But that era, it ends today. We are looking at a future with literally zero API keys and absolutely no local secrets to manage in your dev environment.
Think about the old developer inner loop. You'd wire up one authentication method, usually a clunky connection string or API key, just so you could run and debug on your local machine. Then came the dangerous part. You had to remember to swap it out for managed identity right before deploying to the cloud. It was manual, it was tedious, and it was notorious for causing deployment errors. Well, with the new way, you define your connection once. That's it. That exact same definition works seamlessly on your laptop and right up in the Azure cloud.
Section 1. The end of API keys and a smaller attack surface.
The official Azure Logic Apps guidance actually says this new method, and I quote, removes the need to store and manage credentials, secrets, or access tokens. I mean, think about what that actually means for your day-to-day workflow. By relying on managed identity locally, you just completely drop the requirement to keep API keys around. So that means fewer secrets sitting in your local settings files, absolutely nothing extra to rotate, and fundamentally, a way smaller attack surface for bad actors to target. It's basically security by subtraction.
Section 2. One setup, two environments, seamless transitions.
Here's the really crucial point. Zero code changes are required. Seriously, zero. With this update to the Logic Apps Standard extension for VS Code, your app is going to authenticate using your local signed-in identity while you're developing. Then, the absolute second you deploy it, it automatically flips to using the app's managed identity in the cloud. You don't touch the code, you don't touch the configuration. The whole transition is completely transparent to you.
Section 3. How to enable it. Prerequisites and setup.
First things first, you've got to make sure your tools are up to date. You're going to need the Logic Apps Standard VS Code extension on version 5.961.19 or later. You'll need bundle 1.165.52 or newer, and Azure CLI 2.51 or higher. Oh, and grab the Azure PowerShell module too. But here is the most important part. You must be actively logged into the Azure CLI using As Login or the PowerShell module using Connect As Account. If you aren't authenticated locally, well, this whole change just breaks down right out of the gate.
Assuming you've nailed those prerequisites, the manual setup is literally just 3 super quick steps. Step 1. Add an app setting flag called workflow's authentication method and set its value to managedServiceIdentity right inside your root local.settings.json file. Step 2. Do the exact same thing in your workflow-designtime/local.settings.json file. And step 3. Just reload your Visual Studio Code window so the extension actually picks up the new settings. Boom. Done.
Now, hold on, pause right here, because this is a major pitfall. Both files matter. Skipping that second file, the workflow-designtime settings file, is honestly the single most common reason developers fail to get this working. The DesignTime engine strictly relies on its own settings file to power the visual designer in VS Code. So if you don't update both, your local runs might technically work, but your visual designer is going to throw a bunch of errors. Seriously, don't skip it.
But hey, if editing JSON files manually isn't really your thing, there's an even easier route. If you're rocking the Logic Apps extension version 5981 later, you can just pop into your VS Code settings, find the Azure Logic Apps Standard section, and literally just check a box that says Enable Managed Identity Off. Checking that box automatically sets the flag in your local settings for all your projects. I mean, it really doesn't get much easier than that, right?
Section 4. How it actually works. Under the hood.
So, what's actually happening behind the scenes? Well, this entire passwordless feature relies heavily on the Azure default credentials pattern. Think of it like a credential chain. When your Logic App workflow needs an authentication token, it doesn't just check one place. It tries a whole series of sources in a very specific order, and it stops at the very first one that successfully issues a token.
Let's see how this chain behaves out in the wild. Locally, when you hit Run, the credential chain resolves to your personal developer identity. That's exactly why we had you log in via the Azure CLI, VS Code, or PowerShell earlier. But once you deploy that exact same code to Azure, the cloud environment obviously doesn't have your CLI session. Instead, the chain seamlessly resolves to the Logic Apps system-assigned or user-assigned managed identity. The absolute vital thing to remember here: whichever identity you use, your personal one or the app's, you have to make absolutely sure it has the correct role-based access control, or RBAC roles assigned to it on the target resource. If you ever get an authorization error, check your RBAC first.
Section 5. Connector Deep Dive. Managed versus Service Provider.
Now, there's currently a slight difference in behavior depending on the connector you're using. Service provider connectors, think Service Bus, they fully support managed identity right now. That means you can still use the visual designer's dynamic dropdowns, like just clicking to pick your fully qualified namespace from a list. However, for Azure managed connectors, like Azure Blob Storage, there's a slight limitation in the visual designer at the moment. It doesn't generate dynamic values just yet. You can absolutely still configure it, but you'll have to manually type in your custom values rather than relying on those handy little dropdowns. It's a small trade-off for a massive security boost, but definitely important to know.
And here's a quick pro tip for those of you dealing with complex legacy pipelines. If you enable this, remember, it applies to the whole application. If you suddenly find that your existing CI/CD deployment pipelines break because they explicitly require the old authentication method inside your connections.json or parameters.json files, don't panic. You can easily fall back. Just set that workflow's authentication method value from managedServiceIdentity back to raw. That's going to revert you to the old behavior until you have the time to go in and update your pipelines.
So, we've covered the pain of the old way, the incredible seamlessness of the new Azure default credentials pattern, and exactly how to toggle the settings in your own workspace. By making this one small configuration shift, you fundamentally rip secrets completely out of your local machine, and you keep your authentication identical from your laptop all the way up to the cloud. Which leaves us with one final, very important question. Are you ready for a passwordless inner loop? The tools are here, the security benefits are frankly undeniable, so what is stopping you from killing your connection strings today? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.